Blood is not just in the veins. It's in the promises we keep and the ones we break. In a world where love is tested by war and loyalty costs more than life itself, a single oath can change the fate of generations. The rain falls hard against the stone walls, each drop sounding like a warning. In the dim light of a lone candle, a hand dips a quill into ink as dark as night. Words are written slowly and carefully, as if each letter carries the weight of a life. A wax seal melts beside the parchment, its red drip pooling like a drop of blood. This is not just a letter. It is a promise, one made long ago, and one that will demand payment in full. Outside, the wind howls over the hills of the Highlands, bending the long grass under its breath. Somewhere far away, a horse gallops through the night, its hooves pounding the wet earth. The rider's face is hidden by a hood, but the urgency in their movement tells the truth. Time is running out. Inside the stone room, the seal is pressed hard onto the parchment. The market leaves is an emblem that binds two families together, not by choice, but by blood. A man's hand lingers on the paper, fingers trembling not from fear, but from knowing what this act will cost. He looks toward the shadows in the corner as if he can already feel the eyes of the past watching him. The candle sputters. The sound of the wax seal cooling is sharp in the silence. Somewhere beyond the thick walls, a voice calls out, urgent, muffled by the storm. The letter is folded, tucked away in a leather pouch. A gloved hand clasps it tight. There will be no turning back now. The oath has been spoken in ink, but it will be paid in flesh. In the darkness of the corridor, footsteps echo. The stone floor is cold under leather solace. Each step feels like walking toward a future carved in iron. In this land, promises are not broken lightly, and when blood is promised, blood will be given. The Highlands breathe in silence before dawn. Mist curls low across the hills, wrapping the land in a pale shroud. The air tastes of damp earth and smoke from fires that burn through the night. Somewhere on the horizon, the faint sound of drums echoes, not in celebration, but in warning. These hills know the weight of war. They've seen it before, and they will see it again. A river winds through the valley, its surface rippling. Under the cold wind, on its banks, abandoned carts sit with their wheels deep in mud. A single scarf hangs from one, caught in a nail, fluttering like a tattered flag. These are signs left behind when people leave in a hurry, too afraid to stay, too uncertain to know where safety lies. In a small market square, stalls stand empty. Wooden tables, once covered in bread and cloth, are bare. The echoes of laughter and trade are gone, replaced by the rustle of ruts in the shadows. A single church bell tolls in the distance, its lonely sound rolling across the land like a ghost's cry. It is neither a call to prayer nor a signal for peace. It is a warning that this is a time between times, where no man is fully safe and no woman can truly rest. And yet, within this uneasy quiet, life clings stubbornly. In the courtyard of an old inn, a woman kneels over a washtub, scrubbing clothes against a wooden board. The sleeves of her dress are rolled, her hands red from the cold water. Behind her, a child chases a wooden hoop, laughter breaking the stillness, for only a moment before being swallowed by the wind. Even here, in the shadow of coming conflict, there is love, there is duty, there is the simple will to keep going. Above the town, on the high road that cuts through the ridge, a rider passes. His cloak is drawn tight against the wind, his face hidden beneath the brim of his hat. In the saddlebag at his side lies the letter sealed in red, the same one written in the quiet room the night before. It is on its way now, crossing a land where every mile is a risk, and every village carries whispers of the past. For this is a country not at war, yet not at peace. Old grudges linger like ghosts. Armies have retreated, but their shadow remains. Families cling to fragile truces, their smiles hiding knives. And somewhere out there, in the tangled web of loyalties and debts, the blood oath waits to be claimed. It is only a matter of time before the drums grow louder, before the hills once again echo with the march of boots. In the Highlands, the Wind remembers everything. Asterisk asterisk the rider's path cuts through a forest where the trees lean like old watchers. Their branches, bare from winter's bite, reach overhead like a web, letting in only thin threads of light. Hooves sink into the wet ground, splashing through puddles that reflect the gray sky above. Each step forward carries the weight of history. Not just the rider's, but the bloodline he serves. Asterisk in the pouch at his side, the red-sealed letter rests. The wax bears the mark of a family crest, two stacks facing each other, antlers locked, as if caught forever in struggle. It is a symbol as old as the hills, representing not peace, but a history of defiance and survival. This is not just about land or gold. It is about a name, one that must be protected, avenged, and kept alive at any cost. Asterisk far away, in a candlelit chamber, another hand clutches a similar crest, carved into a silver locket. The locket opens with a soft click, revealing two tiny portraits, their colors faded by time. A man in uniform, his jaw set in defiance. A woman in a dress of deep green, her eyes full of unshed tears. They stare at one another across the divide of years, bound together by promises neither could escape. Asterisk blood ties do not fade with time. They cling like iron chains, binding sons to fathers, daughters to mothers, and families to the choices of those who came before. Sometimes they are a comfort. More often, they are a curse. The rider knows this. Every man who has carried this letter before him has known it. Some lived long enough to deliver it, some did not. Asterisk the wind shifts, carrying with it the faint smell of smoke, not from a hearth, but from burning wood. The rider slows, pulling the horse to a stop. Ahead, a small cottage stands with its roof half collapsed, blackened by fire. A cart lies overturned nearby, its wheel still spinning faintly in the wind. On the ground, a scarf lies in the mud. The same scarf that once fluttered on the cart by the riverbank. Asterisk there are no voices here. No footsteps, only the sound of the horses breathing and the groan of the trees. The rider dismounts, crouches, and picks up the scarf. The cloth is warm. Whatever happened here, happened recently. A choice must be made. Continue to deliver the oath or turn back and warn those who wait for it. But oaths do not bend for fear, and debts written in blood are never delayed. The scarf is folded and tucked into the rider's cloak. Without a word, he mounts again and rides on, the letter still safe, the danger closer than ever. Asterisk in the Highlands, blood does not just flow in the body. It flows in the land, in the stones. Asterisk the road narrows as it winds between two jagged cliffs, the rock faces wet with rain. Water trickles down in thin streams, like tears running from the stone itself. The rider presses on, each hoofbeat echoing in the tight space, the sound bouncing back like a warning. Somewhere above, a raven calls out, its cry sharp and lonely. Against the gray sky. Asterisk beyond the cliffs lies a clearing, and in it, a meeting of men. They stand in the open, their cloaks heavy with rain, their hands resting on sword hilts. None wear the same colors, yet all carry the same tension in their shoulders. This is not a gathering of friends, it is the uneasy stillness before violence. Asterisk the rider stops at the edge of the clearing. The letter is still in the pouch, its seal unbroken, but its weight feels heavier than any blade. A man steps forward from the group. His face remains in shadow beneath his hood, but his voice carries with a sharp edge. Words are exchanged low at first, then sharper, faster, the kind that cut deeper than steel. These are words about land, about loyalty, about the blood. Asterisk in the end, the rain is the only thing that puts out the heat of the fight. The men stand apart again, their swords heavy in their hands, their chests rising and falling with exhaustion. The rider steps forward, pulls the letter from the pouch, and holds it out. The seal glistens in the rain, unbroken, bright against the gray. Asterisk a hand takes it. The seal is pressed between fingers, and for a moment, everything is still. Then, with a single snap, the wax breaks. The words inside will set the next fire of fire that will burn through hearts, homes, and history itself. Asterisk elsewhere, the rider stands at the edge of the castle's courtyard. His clothes are soaked, his horse trembling from the journey. He has done his part, but in carrying the letter, he has also carried its weight. And now, as the torches burn in the rain, that weight feels heavier than ever. Asterisk a horn sounds from the walls above, a long, low note that carries over the land. In the villages below, doors close, shutters lock, and mothers call their children inside. The sound is not for them, but they know its meaning. Something is coming. Asterisk in the great hall, the dagger is lifted. The oath is spoken again, this time in a voice that cuts through the air like the blade itself. Blood calls to blood. The debt will be paid. The words echo off the stone, carried into the night by the wind. Asterisk beyond the castle walls. The storm breaks open, rain falling hard, lightning tearing the sky in white streaks. Hoof beats thunder into the distance as riders leave the gates, their faces hidden beneath their hoods. The blood oath has been answered, and the cost will be written not on paper, but in the lives it takes. Asterisk for in this land, the past is never buried. It waits, patient as stone, until the day comes when it can rise again. And now that day has come. Asterisk